Hello and welcome to the All Around Natural Beauty Show. Thank you so much for joining me. And one moment while I get set up here. All right, so I'm super duper excited. Today is November the 19th, 2022, and we are approaching the year anniversary to this here whole Darrell Brooks situation here. So this happened November 21st, 2021. So, so for those of you who don't know, this here channel was it was dedicated to I was doing natural hair stuff. And first of all, let me just tell y'all, I'm 51 years old. I've been around for 51 years. I'm getting ready to be 52. Super excited for the wisdom that I have and this new awakening of how we're able to just shine the light on stuff. Like I'm somebody that, when I was a kid, we didn't have this internet. We didn't have all of these advantages that we have today to be able to shine light on these horrible situations that's been going on for forever. However, now with the internet and with how and social media, able to be able to spread the word that people really, they get their opportunities are great. The opportunities are great for things. So again, let me just say one moment while I get totally set up here, because I've been getting a lot of comments and it's really inspired me. Y'all see that I have been coming on here live every day since the first day, a couple of days, 2 days ago when I did this. And the comments that I received, it just really touched me. Like it just really touched me and made me emotional. It made me know that we have to rise up and become survivors and stop being victims in silence. Meaning that we need to speak the truth, and we have to be willing to accept the truth. Like open your eyes and see this reality, because by the time you see the red flags, it may be too late. Like, we're in a dangerous situation. And I'm so grateful that this happened. The only reason why we're even talking about it is because this Darrell Brooks guy ran over and murdered at least 6 people. And from what I've been seeing, it looked like they were all, white people. And there were children involved, never ever, apologized for nothing, didn't take any type of responsibility. And we see the personality of these monstrous males that we, just general women in general, have been dealing with and have been walking around in fear or being cautious of this, because these men are just erupting in anger and unaliving women at alarming numbers. And this stuff has been going on since forever. It's just now, because we have the internet and stuff like that, we able to, it's out there. But I know that somebody had, hey, all right, I got a comment coming over here somewhere. So that okay, we're gonna have a shout out here to, did I get it up there? Oh, ooh, hey, Vanat King said 100. All right, thank you so much for your comment. Beautiful. All right, I didn't even see that up there. That's so wonderful. I'm just excited. I want this to be healing and just ultimately just elevating, just able to get things back in order, because we have to admit that if this has been the whole history of it, that things have to change. Like this whole system, the order is off. And anyway, we're going to get off up into that. I'm just excited because I feel like I'm waking up, not really waking up so much. Yes, waking up, because I too was brainwashed under this whole, the head of the house is man, or the head of every woman is man, the head of every man is Christ. All this program stuff to keep us in captivity and keep us in bondage, we women. And I'm just grateful that we have this opportunity to have an example where, everybody could relate to it. Because like I said, we all know somebody that's been getting their ass kicked, by a male, and family know about it and do nothing. So the victim, is being mentally abused, because do you know how heartbreaking it is to receive abuse and then go report it, and the people believe the abuser when they, would say whatever story, and you have no way to, you've been this whole time, so I'm just grateful that now, that healing can take place. Because like I said before, until you acknowledge that there is actually a wound, you won't be able to heal, because these are mental wounds. These are mental wounds that need mental healing. And I'm so grateful that the energy that's out there now is about mental health, and people are really taking it serious and stuff. It's probably now that it's affecting these males more. That's why it's important that we do something about it, because it's so many of them, and they are, yeah. So I'm just excited that now, there's voice being coming out there. So again, I'm excited about these here topics. And what I want to do is I want to go back and read the second comment. I had a second comment that reinforced to me that I can't be afraid and back down, because of, the type of energy that these males have shown in the past when women have tried to stand up. Like, they do a lot of this gaslighting and promote like it's all in your head and stuff like that. Because one of the reasons why I put the title on here, he blames the victim, because this all started because he was angry that he was in jail for punching her and hitting her with his vehicle, the same vehicle that he 18 days later unalived at least 6 people and injured dozens others later. So November 2nd is when he, put hands on the ex-girlfriend, baby mama. And this is somebody who's been victimized by him for 15 to 17 years. She had said on her, when he had to cross-examine her in the court case, that, she met him at 15. So here we go again with these older men targeting these young women, and then, conditioning them with abuse, physical, psychological, financial abuse at every angle, at all kind of angles. And anyway, so let me try and stay back on focus here. That now that we are starting to, heal ourselves so we can identify it. Like I said before, the thing now is to don't wait for the red flags. Learn how to spot the yellow flags, right? The yellow for the caution. So that way you can slow down before you get off into the red flags. Because oftentimes, by the time you see the red flag, it's too late, right? So we need to that's why I'm like we showing y'all the body language, different voice, the different words that they choose, so you could be aware of how to interpret your surroundings, check your aura, feel the vibes, whatever. Like I said before, look, listen, and feel. Right? You're gonna look, listen, and feel around all your environments, right? All the time for things, so you can stay safe and work on, putting your, you know, building yourself up. So here we go. Let me go ahead and find this here. The statement, not the statement, but the comment that really, really encouraged me to speak for it. And then also too, yesterday, I'm sure some of y'all saw that I had went live again. I had to speak on Shanquilla Robinson, and that whole thing. That was something else that, like I said, as soon as I get on to just check a new screen, before I even get to the comment, I'm going to just show y'all how random this is. I'm just going to go over here and open up another browser, and then I'm going to share the screen, and we're going to take a poll and see how many violent things we're going to just see just from scrolling down. I'm not even looking at it. I want us to see this together so we can experience this together. We're going to see how many violent things happened, and then we're going to see how many of them were male versus female, right? Because like I said before yesterday, it's not just males against female, because there are some wicked females out there that have manipulated and used other males to unalive people, right? We talked about that though. So we can't say that all women are good, because they're, like I said before, this is more of in a person, I'm talking more for women because I am a woman. However, like I said before, the disclosure is, the disclaimer is that you still have to be aware that some of these women, aren't your friends either. So here we go. We're going to, let me go over here and share the screen and see what random, stuff we're going to be able to see. Oh, here. I don't want to do that. I don't know what the odds are of what we're going to find on here. What do y'all think? More males or females going to be on here for this negative stuff? Put a 1 in the chat if you think it's males, and a 2 if you think it's females. Let's see here. New tab. There we go. Let's share our new tab here. Wait a minute. Where is it at? Am I sharing the screen? Yes, I am. I'm going to take it down to that there. All right. So here we are with a simple new tab. All right. So California mom killed baby by suffocating her during breastfeeding. Wow. Now, even though that's a woman, like I said, some of these women are kind of wicked and evil too. We can see that in her eyes. I'm willing to bet that this was related to a man, right? So when we've seen before in the past, when women have done these things, they'll kill their kids to go be with another man. I mean, it'd be I'm still blaming the men on that one there too. Okay, so let's see here. What is this? Okay, that's the Shanquilla Robinson, her father speaking out. So we're still talking about that. I'm so grateful that we're still Shanquilla Robinson. Let's put her name down in the chat. All right, that we keeping up for that. Let's see here. All right, so things seem to be a little bit happy here. All right. Okay. All right, not too much happening. And this look like more entertainment stuff. Okay, so not too much. Here goes something right. Here we go. Missing Alabama inmate drives away from job site, according to authorities. Now, how are they going to give him a job site to go out on to? Okay, this old news there. Okay, so anyway, I guess this might not. Oh, here goes something right there. Update. Suspect in custody after SWAT standoff at Baldwin County home. Good here. A male. All right. Here another one. Alabama father arrested after 4 young sisters disappeared from small town. Wow. Arrest made in shooting death of 14-year-old Birmingham student. All right. I don't know Okay, here goes some more. Look, I don't know how I scrolled past this. Here, body cam captures moment Tyson Foods CFO arrested after woman woke up, to find him drunk and asleep. I don't know if it's going to click on over there. Drunk and asleep in her bed. Okay, all right. So that's good. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of this. I'll stop sharing the screen. But I just wanted y'all to see really how, just a random something could just be up there and boom, that's how they get down. So there we have it. And then we can get back on the subject of Darrell Brooks and the girlfriend. So that's going to be the video that I'm going to be reacting to. And I believe I have it queued up some point up in here. I'm going to try to find one that's just a few minutes, so we're not, because, there are some that's really quick little clips. So, uh-oh. All right, so I hear the little puppy pup barking in the background, and we're going to take a moment of silence. Okay, so I'm going to play a video for y'all's viewing pleasure. And then that's when.
We still aren't.
Sir, there is no requirement in the law that the state or the court establish that.
Oops,
So
Actually, there is. Actually, there is, Your Honor.
Am I sharing it? Uh-oh, y'all. Let me see here.
For the record, has to be proven.
I'm not sharing it. One little second. Let
Please
me.
do not make statements that mischaracterize
Oops.
the law
Where's my video
or that
at?
impede the integrity of this court.
It has to be.
I apologize, y'all. Okay, let me get that together. I'm doing it all wrong here. No. There we go. No, that ain't it either. That it? Nope. Nope. Yeah, this is it. Okay. And action.
The jury is advised to disregard the statements that Mr. Brooks is making regarding subject matter jurisdiction. They are not evidence, and you are to disregard them.
They're not presented as evidence. Just has yet to be proven for the record.
The jury will disregard the incorrect statements of the law that Mr. Brooks is stating.
Where's lawful law that is incorrect?
Mr. Brooks, please. I am going to read one instruction. Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. The defendant will now make an opening statement. The purpose of an opening statement is to give the defendant an opportunity to tell you what he expects the evidence will show so that you will better understand the evidence as it is introduced during the trial. I must caution you, however, that the opening statements are not evidence. With that, go ahead, sir.
The hair serum, which has basically kind of transformed my hair, and I have seen such an amazing difference. And I saw this photo and it really showed what my hairline used to look like. I was scrolling on my phone and you can really see my hairline and how incredibly sparse it was. So look at my hairline now. Like, look at that. I love it. And it's just a part of my daily routine. Again, consistency is absolutely key.
Okay. All right. So I do apologize deeply, but like I said before, I have a puppy, and there's some some responsibilities with these puppies. As far as like, when they need the bathroom break, and he is housebroken. He's been to puppy classes and all that stuff. So he was doing the proper etiquette by alerting me that it was time for him to go out and empty his bladder. So I wasn't really watching that video, y'all. So I didn't really give y'all any commentary. I just used it as an opportunity to let my pit bull puppy out. But I need a little bit of water because I had to run and all that good stuff. So please excuse me while I see to play. There. And momentarily, I'm going to have to do that same thing, but I'm going to queue up a very nice video for y'all to watch, and then I'm going to give the commentary afterwards. That's exactly what I'm going to do, unless I've already gone for a decent amount of time. I don't know. Maybe my stride is broken a little bit through this whole little thing there. Yeah, I don't know. No, looks like it's going good. it's doing okay. I'm gonna keep up. So, but like I said, I will in a few minutes have to go make sure that the puppy is not because there's this other good thing too. I was telling y'all about learning this masculine energy, because this pit bull puppy happens to be a male one, and there is things that happen naturally with these animals that you just can't help. And I saw the little look in his eye when there was a female puppy in the house in the back of and and it was like this instinct, and you could see that he was not going to be persuaded not to go back there to try to get as a puppy. So anyway, all that to say is that these males sometimes be operating under these instincts. So beware. Like you may not be looking, you're not looking at them the way they're looking at you. So the thing is to be aware of how you're looked at, you know what I mean? Because you are the prey, right? You're the zebra and they're the alligators, right? So you have to be aware that, this yeah, you don't want to be caught up in there. So the thing is to be aware how they're thinking so you don't get caught in the trap. And because sometimes it could take years to get out, especially if there's children involved and all that kind of stuff, and you end up having served, 20 years and all that good stuff, And sometimes, that's how life is lessons and all that stuff. But sometimes it's even nicer to be able to learn the lesson through someone else's experience, so you don't have to go through all of the heartache. And it's enough statistics and enough even just personal people that to see that this whole monogamy thing and this whole marriage thing, it's a lie. It's like it's not it's not even a doable thing. It's yeah. And even we see the statistics and the percentages of how it's going. Like, no, the women don't want to stay in it, so don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And but if you do, feel like you're gonna, I would, make sure you get a prenup for sure. And yeah, I just wouldn't do it. Because I wouldn't do it. Anyway, I don't want to get distracted off too far, but I feel like all these things kind of tie in together because, the girlfriend, the baby mama and stuff like that, like he was not welcome. He had been like a, no, okay. So we all know how it is when these males, they'll latch onto a woman and like demand to stay in your space by trying to entangle you with marriage or children and all these different ways so they can feel like they have a right to your life and feel entitled to you, for you to just take care of and do everything. But I know I'm starting. I'm starting to digress. Let's get back on here to this here Darrell thing, and let me play this video that I wanted to play. Let me see. I had sent it to myself to make sure, because there's so many of them. But this one here is it's about 3 minutes, and it's real funny. And make sure I'm playing the right one. Oh yeah, so here's a good one here. This is gonna be a very good one. And I
opens up about the convicted Waukesha.
Well, yeah, let me go on over here and share the screen. Do it again. This is when he's gonna get the jury quickly finds Darrell Brooks guilty of all charges, because the funny thing is, you can tell that up until the very moment he really thought that he was going to get away with this, that he was going to get away. Which one is it? Yeah, here we go. All right, so
Parade killer and her experience testifying in trial
yeah,
in a brand new interview.
Let's do that.
She really doesn't hold anything
There we
back.
go.
Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber.
Darrell tried to make it so, just like he did in court, he tried to make it seem like it was all about me. When you kill people, you killed them, but you want to make it about me.
Interesting development for you right now in connection with the Darrell Brooks case out of Waukesha, Wisconsin. Now, this is the man who was convicted of 76 criminal charges, including 6 counts of first-degree intentional homicide for killing 6 people and injuring dozens of others after driving his SUV into a Christmas parade. It was a wild trial that we covered here on Sidebar and also the Law and Crime Network. We covered it from beginning to end, and it was a trial where Brooks represented himself, constantly getting into fights with the judge. He would get kicked out of court. He would bring up nonsensical legal theories. Just a very unique trial watching experience, to say the least. Well, now, one of the main players in this case has spoken out. Erika Patterson. This is Brooks' on-again, off-again girlfriend, definitely his ex-girlfriend right now. This was the woman that he attacked right before the parade event. She did an interview with the Norman Nick Show on YouTube. And I will tell you right now, she really doesn't hold anything back. I'm going to give you a little context here. Erika Patterson testified against Brooks when she was called as a witness by the state.
He drove up farther more, and then that's when I jumped. It was on the up the hill, it was farther more, and then that's when he hit me, and I his mother's car.
Where were you sitting when he hit you?
The passenger side front seat.
Where was he sitting?
Driver's side.
What did he use to hit you?
His hand.
Was it an open hand, a closed fist?
Yes.
And she
Which
was also
one?
cross-examined by Brooks.
Oops, I gotta find. Let me stop. Get over there.
21st did not happen on the same part. We were driving around, and he hit me.
What I'm asking is where you were at when you made it.
Same.
I wonder if he is the reason why she ain't got no teeth. He probably knocked them teeth out before already, showing that he is a habitual abuser. Super sad. Anyway, I'm gonna ignore that puppy crying right now because I already did the thing, and I was just excited too because I got him in there with one of these little quickie doggy treats. And here we go with this here. Can you look at it? Did y'all see when he wished her a happy birthday? It just shows these narcissists. Let me go ahead and take that out. But it just shows how these narcissists really believe that they can charm you, right? So when he gets up there, check his eyes out. He's like, and happy birthday, because she mentions that it's her birthday and stuff. And she herself even admits that she doesn't know why she got in the car with him. Just goes to show how they have what we call the Stockholm syndrome, where the victim feels sorry for the abuser and, return back. Studies and statistics show that a woman will leave and return up to 7 times before she finally leaves out of an abusive relationship. Now, I know we all know somebody, especially people in my age, because back then, this kind of stuff was going on, and women didn't have any place to go to. Like most of the time, the man's family would support the man. Like, you know, you come, you'd be like, hey, your son is kicking my ass. And you know, the mother, the grandmother, we saw that even in this trial here. That's why I'm so grateful that this happened, because it's allowing us to be able to, you know, we can just point, be like, see, look, everybody knows somebody like that, where, you know, he been kicking her ass, you know, for over 15 years, you know what I mean? And then, you know, the family support him and stuff like that. So, you know, he's got his flying monkeys on his side. So victims usually, you know, don't get anything. And then they start really believing that, you know, maybe it is their fault and stuff. And then you saw how he was angry at her. He blamed her. He blamed her. And there's another interview with her even saying that he kept trying to blame. He blamed him blowing up because he couldn't control his emotions. He blamed him blowing up and running into all those people, killing 6 people and injuring dozens of others, on this woman who he's been abusing for over 15 years. He blamed it on her. The initial incident where he should have been in jail, they had a case that was supposed to happen in December. He couldn't even hold it together long enough for that. He punched her, he physically assaulted her, and drove the same red Ford Escape into her, breaking her leg. So she had already been attempted killed at that time, right? She reports it. There's the police. He gets arrested, and his mother bails him out for $1,000. That was his bail, $1,000, right? That's on November the 2nd, 2021. He crashed and murdered all those people on November 21st, 2021, because the mother bailed him out. His mother bailed him out after she saw what he did to that woman. That lets me know that he been kicking her ass this whole time. And so she done seen her banged up, bruised up. This ain't nothing new. And I know that it's a lot of people that know somebody. You got an auntie, a mother, a sister, somebody getting beat up and brutalized, and nobody says nothing until these women are being taken out of here and nobody's saying anything. So that's what I'm saying. If we know something, we need to say something. And I'm so proud of us as a society, how we are keeping Shanquella Robinson's name out there, and to shine light even on more. So, you know, I don't want to just keep saying just her name, because I know there's many more, there's dozens more, there's hundreds of more women. Let's say all their names, you know what I mean? So I'm excited about that too. That's something I want to start doing in the beginning. When I start these lives, I want to take a moment and just call out these names, call them out. No more moments of silence. We speaking. So instead of taking a moment of silence, we're going to take a moment to speak. Yes. All right. I declare that today. A moment to speak. A moment to speak. And we're going to take that time and we're going to speak out the names of our fallen sisters who have been unalived by these males, and the voice of today's society and yesterday's society hasn't heard. We check the history and we see that this type of violence has been put on women since the beginning of time. So I'm just relieved that today and tomorrow and moving forward that we are calling all of our sisters to come together, because that's how we get down. We come together. We don't have to fight or compete with one another. Let's love. First, like I said before, love ourselves. This is all about, before you can do anything, like I said, when you get on that plane, they tell you, before you help the next person put your oxygen on first. And that's because if I'm struggling to help you get your oxygen on and I don't have any oxygen, I'm going to pass out and you're going to pass out. We're both done. So the only way you're going to be able to help somebody else is if you first secure your oxygen so you can breathe and live, then you can help somebody else. So what I mean by that is that the first thing is to take care of yourself first. And that's you putting your oxygen on by healing, going no contact. If you are in an abusive relationship, you need to be serious about planning your exit strategy, right? Because we see that the mistake that Erika, I have her name written down somewhere, but the girlfriend of Darrell Brooks, the baby mama, the mistake that she made and many other women make is that she kept returning back. You know what I mean? She gave him her location for, that's what got him out there to that parade, right? So that's a mistake when you invite the abuser, right? She was supposed to be in a women's shelter, but you invited the abuser here because of the mental abuse that you still believe them. Like the video I just played, if you could see in her face that she, still couldn't understand how she would fall for this whole illusion. And I know that she's not the only one like that out there, because a lot of women in these type of relationships aren't even aware. They feel it, they know they're being abused, but can't really put the finger on it, and don't understand why you keep taking the person back, because they go through those cycles, the love bombing, the devaluation, the discard, and the hoover. Like, they've got to go through these cycles, right? And the more you allow them to hoover you back, the abuse just gets worse and worse and worse, till the ultimate, somebody's going to not be here, So that's why it's important that we see these red flags, not the red flags, but be more concerned about identifying yellow flags. You know what I mean? You don't need to get that close to the fire to know that it's hot. So please, like I said, this here is public safety announcements and stuff like that too, because, there's starting to be a lot of these males around. So we have to be vigilant and just be vigilant, knowing how they think and stuff like that, so you can avoid any traps that they are trying to sit out there for you. And I'm going to do something special here. I'm going to drop this here link in case anybody wants to speak out or have an opinion on something. Always happy to hear from the people. And I was excited because I did see some folks, showing up in the live, but leaving out. So I'm wanting to start a community, y'all. I'm putting out some posts, and y'all could, if there's victims or people that like I said, I'm 50. I'll be 52 in a couple of weeks. So a lot of the stuff I'm just learning about, and like I did a little reaction video to this Megan the Stallion, and some other rapper shot her or something, like shot her in the foot or something like that. But anyway, just to go to show that this type of abuse, it doesn't just say, oh, okay, I'm a celebrity, it doesn't count for me, or okay, it doesn't matter. Like it's it's for all women. It's open season on We Women, and yes, it's about time we start being a voice. We start to be a voice. And I'm just grateful that I'm, still around to see these times changing. More and more women being empowered, more and more women doing things, and all that good stuff. I'm just excited. Super, super duper excited. So I did have something I wanted to read here about Darrell Brooks. But I really want to touch on the fact that this all stemmed from a simple domestic abuse, something like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm positive that they were, this has been going on for so long, and that he really has been allowed to just kind of puff up his aura by himself, because it's been working. Like, he's been getting out of jail, like when you go, I went down there and read through it, like, he's being there for a few hours, 2 days, he just had little slaps on the wrist for, extended periods of time. And so when this big thing happened, he had all, really believed that he could be able to charm the jury into letting him off. And even you could see his mother and his grandmother, who's been, they showed that, how they had lack of any type of care or concern about these victims. And the grandmother, smooth, first thing came out of her mouth was a lie. You know what I mean? On the spot like that. So it just shows the integrity of the family and the type of people, that they are and stuff like that. So I'm just grateful that, like I said, I'm grateful that it's a good time now for, these things to be exposed and all of that stuff. So, like I said before, and thank y'all for these likes too. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe so I can, we can show this here algorithm that, we really serious about informing and enlightening and sharing the word and stuff like that with women all over, that, your voices are heard. We hear you. We hear you out there. All right. Okay. So let me go over here. I see something else. We have Nerida, who says greetings. All right. Hey, Nerida. Greetings. Yeah, we have been speaking about domestic violence. I was showing the people how this all started from a domestic violence that went unchecked, and how the victim can be so victimized to where they have what's called a Stockholm syndrome and will return back to the abuser up to 7 times before they finally get the strength to leave, for good, and leave and get out of there for good. And it's because it's so mental, and how society has really programmed most of us to believe this way. And I know that I'm guilty of it, because I totally, used to promote, the head of the house is the man and all this stuff, Let's see here. Narrative says the title made, where'd my thing go? The title made Melvick, click. Did I say that right? Let me see here. Oh, me click. All right. I see you here. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. What's my title? Darrell Brooks blames victim. Yeah. All back to showing how these men, they blame the women for everything. In the same way these abusers, one of the common things they'll do is, they'll punch you and say, look what you made me do. You know what I mean? That's what they say. And I'm sure if you polled 100 domestic violence, domestic, victims that's been in the, getting kicked around by these men, that 99 of them would say that, the abuser said, look what you made me do. They are being blamed for the, attacker, the abuser, oftentimes blames the victim, look what you made me do. So it's very serious. And then I wanted to show how too, when most of the time the victim the abuser's family usually supports and covers and protects the abuser. So the victim is feeling left out, like they have no place to go, no voice, no one is listening to them, and the abuser, is openly getting away with what they're doing. So it keeps us in this whole moment of silence thing. So I was also saying how we ain't doing no more moments of silence. We about moment of speak. We gonna be speaking on these moments and no more silence. And in these moments of speaking, we're gonna be speaking out the names of fallen sisters who have, fallen at the hands of these males who continue to try to gaslight us and make us believe, force us to believe, or force us to accept that that we're not, checking out of here at their hands, by the bucket load. So that's what we're talking about here, and we're here to empower women, to let them know that they have choices to choose themselves, to make sure that we are all working on ourselves, and that is, this is the only way that you're going to be able to help somebody else, is to put your oxygen on first. Put your mask on first before you be able to help somebody else out. And that's the direction that we're coming in. And so it lets us know that it's not just for women, because there are some men out there too who are victims. So this is about personal self-actualization. This is, everyone needs to be on their own personal journey, because I can't make it for you and you can't make it for me, right? Everybody got to make it for their own self, because you are the most important person in the world to you. Like, I'm the most important person in the world to me, because I'm the only one that could be responsible for me. I'm the only one that is responsible for looking to make sure I'm looking at white flags. I'm checking white flags, and I'm definitely, if I'm close enough and see a yellow flag, peace, I'm not even investing any time, because guess what? Life is short, and the older you get, the faster it gets. Like, I ain't kidding. November is like almost over, and it feels like we was just in October. Like, it's Zoom, right? So life is short, and it's no time to be fooling around with, taking a chance. You know what I mean? It's no time to fool around with taking a chance and hoping to see if this is gonna work out. Narrative says, "Hey man, you mean a woman?" I'm gonna put in here a woman. Let me see here. Oh yeah, did I do it? A woman. Woohoo! Yes, that's gonna be our new slogan. But you see how we've been conditioned and programmed to go right for that? Yeah. Okay. There we go. Clear it up. Yes. All right. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. There you go. That's good. I like that. I like that. This is so nice. I'm so happy and grateful for the sisterhood, for the community, and all that good stuff. A moment for wetting whistle break. Yep. I'm so happy to actually be a voice. Like I said, I'll be 52 December 15th. So I got a lot to say. And like I said before, I'm going to already go ahead and say this. Be prepared that it's probably going to be, men and women, because not just men, that's going to make comments and say and accuse me of being a bitter old maid, and bitter because I don't have a man. I'm divorced, and I'm making choices here. I'm choosing or whatever, but they're gonna accuse me of being bitter and old, and to discourage the younger women from listening to me, because I can warn you to where you don't have to sacrifice yourself, your body, bearing children for men that really, not really worth it and stuff like that, to just so you could be drained down and, all that good stuff. Anyway, to just let you know that you have choices and, you can do for yourself. You can do for yourself. And then if and when you'd like to be in a relationship, you can attract a healthy situation, and we can learn how to not waste time in these toxic relationships, learning rough lessons. Like, listen to us older people that's already been in, or even some young people then been through enough to where they know they don't have to waste, tens of years, tens of years with, trying to see if you could be the 40% that, make it in the marriage. Narrative says, no, you're wise and willing to share. Thank you. All right. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. All right. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yes, with age comes wisdom. With age comes wisdom. And, yeah, I'm wise. I've seen plenty of summers, and I've heard lots of lines, and I see it. I really do. I really see it. And I'm just grateful that Darrell Brooks has given us a lot of content so we can show it to other people, because it's a part in one of the testimonies from the girlfriend, when he asks her, like, why did you get in the car? Like, even he wanted to know, like, I didn't kick your ass multiple times. Like, why did you get in the car with me? It's just like, I'm not laughing at her, but I'm laughing at how, that's so common. These victims, like, there's countless stories. Even you check like the ID network and all these different things where these men have, killed the woman with holding a baby. I don't have all the names and stuff, but I'm sure these aren't just like isolated incidents. There's so many of them that it fills up the internet and different, TVs with different episodes of countless, men just, doing this stuff, this behavior. So it's like the odds of these things happening is really out there. So, it's so important that women, we heal ourselves, so we loving ourselves enough to not go to that. Like, again, here she is supposed to be in a women's shelter from him just punching her and hitting her with a car. He had already hit her with a car. Why the hell would you tell him where you at? Why? But 15 years, I think it was 17 years of abuse. And she, so that's why I'm saying that women need to take responsibility for this too. She invited the monster out there to the women's shelter, right? The little women shelter that she was at, and endangered all those people there because she didn't love herself enough to not allow somebody access to you to do this. He just punched you and hit you with a car. Not even a month ago. We're still in the same month. This happened on November 2nd. That he physically, gave her a knuckle sandwich and hit her with a car. The same car that he used to crash into these parade goers. Right? And then we got the enabling mother who bails him out. And guess how much it cost for the enabling mother to bail out Darrell Brooks, who had physically put hands on a woman, the mother of one of his children, and hit her with a car. Right? $1,000. $1,000. And the reason why he was out there was he was angry. He was angry. They had been arguing back and forth. And she still gave her location. after arguing with somebody who physically put hands on you. Rule number 1 is you never, ever go back to the abuser. Anybody grab you, shake you, or talk rough to you, that is a red flag right there. You don't wait to get hit. You see these signs and you get out of there. So you don't get brainwashed into sticking around for this kind of stuff that's going to escalate to somebody being unalived. I hope y'all listening, like, right? It's not, this is serious. This is serious. It's serious, right? So she invited the monster back. Somebody who just showed that they tried to take you out, right? You hit me with a car. That's, to me, I'm thinking you trying to take me out, right? Right? What else you gonna do? Hit me with a car? That shows hatred right there, that you didn't care enough about me, that you don't care about my life. And so, it just, women like that are not safe, right? So she endangered another woman. She had a roommate there. And she said that he, pushed her in the face. So now, she's invited the monster out there. So what I'm saying is that you've got to be working on an escape, an exit strategy, right? You got to have some plans, because if you see what happens if you just hightail it and run out there to some shelter, if you have been dependent on this male for something, any kind of support or something, or you are so entangled with them that you just can't leave, all you're going to do is you're going to increase the chances of you returning back there. And we already know, we said that statistics show that these, the victims will return up to 7 times before they finally leave, go no contact, and stay no contact, right? That's like the number one thing that you got to do. That's why it's important to have that plan, because if it's not planned, you're going to end up going back. I'm sure it was something happened that made her give her location. And then he ended up raging because she ran from him, and now 6 people, innocent people, are gone and dozens others injured. All because society, his people, made excuses for his violence. We need to stop accepting this violent behavior. If it's your son, your father, your brother, and you know that they hurting and inflicting violence on a female, you are wrong. You need to not support, just because that's your brother, your father, your nephew, whatever, your son. When we support and protect that type of behavior, we're giving these abusers permission to do it. Permission to do it. And then you're telling the victims that it don't matter for you to say nothing, because nothing's going to happen. We agree with this person knocking your teeth out. She didn't have any teeth. I'm pretty sure that he is probably responsible for those teeth being knocked out, or not there, right? Some kind of way. So, and it looked like her nose been broken a few times. Like November the 2nd, 2021 was not the first time that he physically hit her, right? He's done it before. This time, it just keeps escalating more and more and more. That's why it's so important that you don't go back. Because if you go back, if you get hoovered back up in there, they're just going to abuse you more. They're going to feel like you're saying, oh, okay, because you came back. You came back. And in the video I just played, you even saw him in the question, like, well, why did you come back? And you can see he was sincere. He was genuinely curious about, why did you come back? If we arguing and all that stuff, why did you come back? And her answer was, I don't know. And you can see that she clearly didn't know. And I know there's tons of victims out there like that don't know why they went back, for real. And that's why it's important, that we heal ourselves. And thank you, y'all. When you come in here, please give me a thumbs up and give me a like and subscribe if you haven't already, because it's going to encourage me to continue to shine the light and spread the word so we can empower our young women too, because these men, they'll prey on the young ones, and then when things go wrong, they'll blame you and say that you picked that you chose wrong, right? Yeah. Even him asked her, so why'd you blamed her? why'd you get in the car with me? You knew I was gonna hit you. You knew I was gonna smack you in the mouth. You knew I was pissed off. I just had to pay $1,000, had my mom pay $1,000 to get me out of jail, because you know why I'm mad. He continued to blame it on her. That's why he didn't see those victims. He didn't care. They were just, collateral damage. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna erupt I'm gonna explode in my rage and anger. And we need to stop protecting this type of behavior. It's just going to get worse, right? We're not gonna be able to heal. So that's why it's important for we women to recognize that we got to lead this off, right? We've got to lead it, because obviously the head being man and then woman under, it's not working, right? Where can we look at in history at any place in time that worked with them being the head? So let's just see, and if you men are out there really concerned about the planet and bringing peace and healing Mother Earth, then why don't y'all just yield and just see what happens if we lead, right? We doing pretty good. Y'all trying to get up in here. Let me stop. I don't even go there on that. But let's just see what happens. Like, we already tried y'all's way, right? Let's just see what happens. Let us do it, right? let us do this thing here and then see what happens. Let's just see. I have a lot of confidence that that it would be a good thing. It would be a good thing. So, like I said, if y'all haven't already, go ahead and like and subscribe. And let me see if I want to keep going here with some more of this here video and with some real live commentary. Okay, let's just see where we at. Let me get to my share the screen first, and let me take that off. And we're gonna see Mr. Darrell. This is now after he's already been, I want to do the conviction thing. That's good there. It's when you can see, because he starts off, really feeling like these narcissists, they're very, they really believe they're delusional, thinking that, they can fool people, trick people and all that stuff. So he is a great example of how their whole pathology works, as far as like their, thinking that they can outsmart everybody. That's why he chose to represent himself, because he's smarter than all of them. I'm smarter than all of them. I don't need a law degree because I'm smarter than you. The narcissists always believe that they are smarter than everybody. And then you can see there comes a time when he realizes that, yeah. I don't believe you've got the spade. I didn't have the spades. Let me stop here. Let me find this here video. The video. All right. So anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and finish playing this one. Is that it there? Yeah. Finish playing this one, and then we'll see about checking out that next one. No, that's not one. Here we go. There we go. All right. So set the scene a little bit here. This here, let me put my view down there. This here. All right, so he's already been found convicted. I mean, he's been found guilty. So he's got on his jailhouse closed here. And this is him in the court energy's broken up a little bit. So this, I think they're going to start giving out the sentencing here. So he's been, trying to harass the judge here. So here we go. Let's see what he's talking about.
Yes. That's not what you just said. Yes. That's how Mr. Brooks knew we're from Park, because he already knew Waukesha area in the first place.
Same part.
Yes.
You see how good he is with being able to agitate her, like she can't even keep her little story straight. This ain't the video I want to play though, because it's somebody else to play. Okay, let's see. Here's some more stuff with the girlfriend.
Phone interaction, yes.
Do you recall who they were with?
You.
You see that? Oops. You see that? She was like, you. She because he has this real audacity that he's going to be able to change her mind or have her to be able to support him and like not wrong person. Not speak up for him to like drop the charges. He still think he's going to be able to convince people to let him off, because he's been getting slapped on the wrist his whole life, and the reality still hasn't set in. Like he still thinks he's got a stay here, that he's got he's been doing his research, and like I said, he's still in jail. He's never been to prison, so he don't really know about that life or what's getting ready to happen once the sentence has been passed down. And the reality of like what's really getting ready to go down is happening. So what I'm interested in is to show how like we all know people like that. Like these are the same little people that your lady at your job, her husband kicking her butt, or your friend at school, or most of us know somebody that knows somebody who is in an abusive relationship and just can't get out. That's been in the cycle where they have left and returned. They've already passed 7. They've done it 15 times. And it's like, at what point do you, give up on that victim who keeps returning back to the abuser? Because what happens is sometimes you have to leave that person behind too, because that's their choice. And if the person isn't aware that they're being abused, you can't rescue somebody who don't know they need rescuing, right? So that's when you have to, let it go. Like you can't try to wake people up that don't want to be awakened. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So those who are ready, even the Bible, we can throw that in there too. It says, he who has an ear, right, will hear. So that means that everybody's not going to hear it. Everybody's not going to see it. So it's important to stop, look, listen, and feel, so you can keep in tune with what's going on and don't find yourself in a dangerous situation seeing red flags when there were yellow caution flags that were, coming up well before any of this stuff happened. Like if she didn't see all these red flags, this could have been totally avoided if she had just stayed no contact. What do you think was going to happen? You didn't put him in jail and he already rammed you with a car and punched you up. Why would you? It hadn't even been a month later. So you have to take responsibility for that too. That blood is on your hands too. Like we can't just always think just because the person who's being victimized is the victim. A lot of these times, some of these people are narcissistic also and continue to, stay entwined with the whole system. Like never taking responsibility. It's your responsibility to love yourself enough to where you can build up your self-esteem. Stop blaming these abusers. Like you have to stop being a victim and be a survivor. Aim to be more of a survivor, and that's going to help you heal. Because if you keep visualizing yourself as a victim, that's going to keep you going back to the abuser, because now you have to, reinforce the fact that you are claiming to be a victim. So you got to get abused, right? So it starts there first too. Not only mindset, but just changing the words. You got to, like I said, No more moments of silence. Speak. So we want to speak positive things, speak life, speak positive things, speak in authority, speak good things, speak all those things into you so you start believing it and stuff like that. And then you won't allow anybody in your space like that. You'll be able to sniff it out in a minute. You'll be able to sniff out when somebody has poor intentions for you, that don't have any good intentions for you. You won't have to waste years, months, or even days of your time and energy. You'll be able to tell by the person who's just texting you too much that, that's to me red flag right there. That's yellow flag. That's, you already know that this is somebody that you don't want to even go further with. Like, people that like trying to provoke arguments. That's how these narcissists get you. And we could see that Darrell Brooks was arguing with the judge throughout the entire case. He argued with the judge so much that the, spectators or the courtroom people would get frustrated and, they would be getting tossed out of the court because they were so frustrated with him. And that's how they get it. Like, they wear you down. And he probably had been so used and accustomed to being able to wear any and everybody down in his surroundings that this was his first time to actually get to this level. And I'm just excited so we can start to really see the whole change in the dynamics, how they start to think and all these things, so we don't invite this kind of negative energy, toxic energy into your space. And be able to see it ahead of time helps you to be able to avoid it so you don't have to heal from it afterwards. If you're lucky, you have a testimony and you can heal from it. However, healing is not fun, right? So like I said, if you could learn from someone else's experience, that is all the greater. However, sometimes the only way to really learn it is to experience. The only way, like the first time that I became aware of the narcissist is after I had got entangled with one. This guy was so toxic to where it sent me to the internet trying to search to find out, like, what is this? Like, I knew this was, like, I never met, or I knew it was something totally, this was somebody's really sick here. Like, it was strategic sabotage, strategic destruction. Everything was strategic about hurting people. And I started, really putting a lot of study and research into narcissistic personality disorder and all these different things to make people aware, because I saw how these narcs have been going unchecked for so long, because most people don't say anything because of what happens when you do say something against the narc. They automatically do the smear campaign on you. A lot of people aren't able to handle the smear campaign. And we see that Darrell Brooks was trying to smear Erika on the witness stand when he kept, indicating that she was out drinking and that the rules of the shelter was that, she wasn't supposed to drink and all this stuff. He was, doing the backhanded compliments, the undermining, all these things, so it just shows how manipulative and how they function. They have to function in these things, in these different ways, which gives you the advantage because you will be able to be creative and not respond, because if you don't respond how they are expecting you to, you throw them off and they don't know what to do, because you were supposed to blow up and then they say, I got you. But all that to say is that I'm just grateful that we're in this whole atmosphere and that we're actually, voices are getting heard, right? But we still have to keep up with this and to keep everything going strong. So with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and close out, and I'll see y'all tomorrow in another video. And again, thank you guys for all the new subscribers and the all the new comments too. I read them all and they inspire me for what I want to talk about next and all that good stuff. And thank you guys, all the people that did watch the video that I did on Shanquilla Robinson, which was a real emotional one for me, because like I said, I'm just feeling like I had been, wearing the rose colored glasses my whole life because, like I said, I'm about to be 52, growing up in the 70s and the 80s when this kind of stuff was happening all, even child abuse and stuff like that. And people just didn't get involved. Like if your mama wanted to beat your ass with the extension cord, you was getting beat with the extension cord. And there was nothing, that's just how it was. Like the stuff that, people talk about today, this kind of stuff has always been going on, these kind of things. People just didn't get involved because it was like, well, them ain't my kids, or that's what she doing with her kids. So that means that children didn't have a voice, and the same was happening for the women. So women and children been suffering like this with nobody to run to because, are you going to take, if you know that your brother is, kicking his wives and beating his kids and all that stuff, are you going to, or how many people are going to step up to the plate and go rescue the kids, right? Nobody goes over there and take the kids and be like, no, you come over here and I will raise your people. Just be like, oh no, them her kids, and just, leave the kids there to be abused and stuff like that, So I'm just saying too, we just, we need more of us coming together, because if we have a community, then we could take in those women and children and, but the only thing about that is that when I saw how Erika had invited the monster there, it makes me feel cautious about wanting to open up like a women's shelter or something like that, because I can't like guarantee if the women are still returning back and forth to the abusers, like, we can't let you bring them in. Like if you still brainwashed or you still haven't got enough esteem on your own self, I don't know. I think maybe they should be in some type of like a lock facility too. Like you need to lock yourself away. That way you will be guaranteed to stay no contact. I don't know. What do y'all think? There has to be something. Like we can't just like not want to have women a safe place for the women to go to. However, it makes you still have to be cautious about, is that something that you're willing to do? Because the one lady that she was roommates with ended up getting smashed in the face by her monster. You know what I mean? So it's like, if we both here because we each got monsters that we getting, beat by, I don't need you bringing your monster up here to, but I don't know. That's a deep one. I know I said I was about to cut out here, but I keep having these thoughts and stuff like that because I want to help, but if the woman is like that and she's not able to see, like I said before, you can't rescue somebody who don't know they need rescuing, right? So I don't know. I got to meditate on that. Because if you not trying, I feel like Harry Tubman on that one. Once you come over here, you got, I take you out if you're trying to go back. But, you have to be in a place where you can go no contact and stay no contact. You can't be in contact with your abuser. They want to abuse you. Like, you know what I mean? Like there should never be a time that you think it's safe to go back there. It's safe to talk to them. You have to go no contact. You have to go and not communicate with them. You have to be away. Like you may have to leave the state. It's probably even safer and stuff, because even there's stories that these men have gone to different states, different countries to steal, with their ultimate goal of unaliving these women to make it happen, So that's why it's important not to, when you go to no contact, you got to know who all the other flying monkeys are, right? Because they can find you because you talking to one of their flying monkeys and stuff like that. That's why sometimes you just got to shut it down and don't deal with anybody. Just go to yourself. That's the first thing that you have to do. You can't look for somebody to rescue you. You have to rescue you. You have to rescue you. I'm not saying that there's not going to be people available to help you, but what I'm saying is that you can't just like lay down here and wait for somebody to rescue you. You've got to be in the process of rescuing yourself, and that goes with loving yourself first. Because once you do that, then you're not going to allow anybody in your space to abuse you. You'll be able to, like I said, nope. You'll be able to see that. So all that to say, keep on loving yourself first. Stop trying to love one another and love yourself. So that's my message. That's my message for today and tomorrow too. See y'all. Peace and love. And keep on staying aware. Stay aware and love yourself.